All right, hello, my name is Tyler Heflin, and this is my take on human nature and how to attain the best and most meaningful life. But before I jump into all that, I first want to start this presentation off by sharing with you a bit about me. I grew up in a small town under a Christian family. My grandfather is actually a pastor. And even though I've gone to church all my life, I still have my doubts about Christianity, and my faith often wavers from time to time. To this day, I still go to church just about every Sunday, and I even attend Christian youth group activities throughout the week, but still, I'm not entirely sure where I stand when it comes to my religion. This class has really opened up my eyes to all the different takes on what it means to be a happy person. This PowerPoint will be a rough outline of what I've come to believe is the meaningful life. Of course, this will probably evolve as I grow older, but this is just what I believe right now. When it comes to my metaphysical view, I do believe that there is a supernatural being out there. I simply cannot comprehend how the universe could have come from the Big Bang, as many people tend to believe. To me, there has to be a beginning of time. Now, whether or not that beginning of time was a result of the Christian God, I'm not entirely sure, but I do like to hope so. I also believe in evolution simply because the scientific evidence to support it is too overwhelming to completely disregard it. The theory of evolution just makes sense to me. When it comes to human nature, I believe human beings are special because we have the ability to use reason and think rationally. We don't simply act on our immediate desires like most other animals. We make decisions that will ultimately benefit us or even others in the long run. I also believe, along with Aristotle, that we are very social by nature. We are often trying to connect with all of those around us, forming relationships that we ultimately hope will satisfy a need that we have personally. We form relationships to stave off loneliness, or maybe because the other person offers us a way of moving up the corporate ladder. My point here being that we are always trying to form relationships to meet our own needs. Also, we are always looking to be accepted by those around us, whether that be family, friends, or even coworkers. We have this natural longing for acceptance, which isn't necessarily a good thing. I also believe that we as human beings are innately good, but we are heavily shaped by our environment. First, we will resemble our parents who raised us. Then, as we grow older, we become shaped by our friends and those who we often surround ourselves with. And those who we often surround ourselves with are often those who accepted us whenever we were younger. Next, I believe that humans have free will, and Kant's explanation for this is very good. He explains that if humans did not have free will, then we would have no right in punishing someone who does wrong, because their actions would have already been determined, and they would have had no say in the matter. So to clarify here, all human beings are special as opposed to other animals because of our ability to think rationally. We are social and ultimately are searching for connection and acceptance from others. We are innately good, but shaped by our environment, and we have the freedom to control our lives, steering it in whichever direction we choose. So what's wrong with us? Well, I believe the overall answer here is ignorance. To begin with, we fail to realize that we are complete. So we are constantly searching for all sorts of things to complete us, be it sex, money, relationships, food, exercise, whatever it is, it never truly does complete us. Also, we are discontent, meaning that we are never satisfied for long with our current condition. Now, I'm not going to just sit here and bash discontentment saying that it's all bad, because it's not. If you think about it, if we as human beings were content by nature, then we would have never advanced too far past the basics of survival like food, shelter, and water. It is this discontentment that has allowed human society to advance the way that it has to date. So discontentment is good if you look at it in terms of society, but if you look at it from an individual standpoint, we are never happy for very long, and this can be very frustrating. A couple other problems I see in humanity are selfishness and staying inside the comfort zone. Selfishness means that you are only looking out for your own best interests, which I know from experience that this is very unfulfilling. Staying inside the comfort zone is bad because life inside the comfort zone becomes stale and very little growth is allowed to occur inside this zone. Outside the comfort zone is where the most growth occurs, or according to this picture, where the magic happens. So how can we fix this? Well, the prescription for ignorance is knowledge. Ultimately, what I believe you must do in order to live a fulfilling life is recognize that you are special. You are completely unique. There is nobody else out there exactly like you. This means that you should be authentically you and not compare yourself to others, because this will ultimately result in you becoming even more unhappy. Also, we need to learn how to become content. Now, this does not mean settling. This simply means realizing that you have got it pretty good no matter what the situation. After all, you are alive. That's pretty great in itself. The next two things I believe lead to a fulfilling life is helping others and journeying outside of that comfort zone. Help others because it is the right thing to do. I know that when I help others, no matter how small the deed, I gain a stronger love for myself. I feel as if I am truly making a difference in the world. Journey outside of that comfort zone, again, because this is where growth occurs. If you are not continually growing in life, then you are not living a fulfilled life, in my opinion. Stepping out of that comfort zone is hard, but the consequences are often rewarding in one way or another. If you do these things, then I believe you will lead a wonderful and fulfilling life. That is my presentation, and thank you for taking the time to listen.